Okay, so Alison Boshoff has just gone there, the editor-at-large of the Daily Mail, finally conceding that there are problems in Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's relationship. Now, I have obviously been reporting this now for well over a year. Well over a year, in fact, 18 months. We know how desperately unhappy Prince Harry is. But for the mainstream media and the Daily Mail in particular, which Prince Harry and Meghan Markle remain on a deranged campaign to shut down, to go there, is highly significant. Indeed, Alison Boshoff reports that the tension is growing because Harry is sick of his quite crazed wife using the children, Archie and Lilibet, as props on Instagram. Watch this.
What reports do you get about how the decline in the business is affecting the relationship? Do you know anything about that?
You hear different things from different people, but that is one of the things that you hear, is that there is tension over the children. And, she's, it's almost like, it's like grandmother's footsteps, that old parlor game where you turn round and someone takes a little couple of steps forward and then you try and catch them moving. And she's doing that on Instagram, isn't she? So you've got Lily from this angle, then you've got Archie from this angle, and you think, well, sooner or later, it's just by degrees, isn't it? And you think, why are we not being a little bit more binary? Either the children are protected or the children aren't. But instead, we're in a very Sussex way going down some kind of confusing middle road. And people say it's because, Harry doesn't want the kids to be used.
I need you to do something for me right now. It is free, it is easy, it is simple. Just hit that subscribe button on YouTube. That's because over 50% of you watching this video haven't done that yet. And it is the best way. No big tech backing, no billionaires pulling the strings. And if you turn on the bell, you'll get alerted to all our new videos. Well, indeed, he does not. Joining me for analysis is Royal YouTube sensation, according to Taz. Now, look, Tash, I know we have been discussing this for a long time, but the fact that even the Daily Mail, which has been studiously keen to avoid suggesting any tension in the marriage because they are so terrified about a new court case between themselves and Harry and Meghan, the fact that even they can't avoid this now is highly significant. And by the way, I should point out, and we'll get into some more of it in just a moment, that interview, of course, was on Tom Sykes's Royalist podcast with the Daily Beast. Tash, what do you make of it?
I mean, I think with these two, I do not remember all of the stories. They're like, what was it, salt and pepper always together. I have felt that they haven't been really together for a very long time. They turn up for photo ops to make it look like, it's brand Sussex, whatever. But you can just tell there is tension between the couple. But as for Harry, I don't think he's got any intention of stopping Meghan. He should have done so by now when it came to the children, because it only came into play in 2025 when she returned to Instagram. And Alison, what she says is right. We've seen the children's faces at every angle. Or you could just piece it together, really. We've seen the children. We know what the children look like. There was enough footage released on Netflix and then obviously Oprah. So we know what Archie looks like. There's been enough little photographs here, there, and everywhere. And the same with Lily. We saw a photograph of Archie and Lily in oh god, Gloria Steinem's home that accidentally got leaked, where Meghan had given her a card of the children and her and Harry lying back. And then that just happened to be on display when this magazine interview went out with Gloria Steinem, and everybody got to see what the children look like. They are just playing constant games. And Harry should know better. He should know better, because I believe he's put more of a target on his children's backs when it comes to the media and the paparazzi, because of these silly games, because of the games that they've played with the media from the moment those children were born into the world, causing speculation. Why weren't they being honest when the child was born? Why are they hiding this information? Why are they doing this? Harry and Meghan have quite literally created an even more of a bigger bubble to do with those children, to do with the surrogacy rumors, to do with how old they are, where they are, and things like that, because they're constantly playing games. They have used the children to weaponize them against the royal family. He's using the children to blackmail his father, and his wife uses them on Instagram. When I think of all of the stories of Harry talking about the childhood pain and suffering that he endured, his family never did anything to him like what he's done to his own children.
Yeah, exactly. I need you to do something for me right now. It is free. It is easy. It is simple. Just hit that subscribe button on YouTube. That's because over 50% of you watching this video haven't done that yet. And it is the best way. No big tech backing, no billionaires pulling the strings. And if you turn on the bell, you'll get alerted to all our new videos.
Exactly. And I think it is now an unavoidable part of the narrative. And what's interesting is the mainstream media have been so determined to stay away from it because, by the way, none of us are saying the marriage is going to end tomorrow. We know it's not. Like, we know he's completely trapped as part of this. Yeah, 100%. And she's trapped. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean it's happy. It doesn't mean that you can avoid the very obvious fact that he is totally miserable. And also that she is now telling him, well, we've got to make money. So actually, the biggest concern that you've had in your life, I'm going to railroad all over it. Then we come to the career disaster. And it is a career disaster because, again, what Alison Boshoff was able to do in this piece is bring together all of the people who we have said for some time have turned on Meghan Markle, from Lauren Sanchez to Anna Wintour to the Kardashians. But the difference is, Tash, and she is very well connected in show business reporting, she was able to go one step further and actually say, these people, that they don't just dislike Meghan, they're not just annoyed with Meghan, they hate Meghan. And it did up the rhetoric. Watch this.
Yeah. Who's the top of the tree for fashion? They've alienated her. Kardashians are the top of the tree for, social media. They've alienated them. And they just made themselves, I mean, it was slightly embarrassing, the optics of that party, and they made it 1,000 times worse. Okay, now. And then don't forget, they've also alienated Ari Emanuel, who is the top of the tree of Hollywood agents. And they then also alienated Ted Sarandos on the leadership at Netflix, which is, the richest streamer, which has won the streaming wars. So, that's pretty good.
I mean, Tash, it is pretty good going. If you're going, it's to literally make it impossible to have a Hollywood career.
Yeah, I honestly believe now that people that even stuck by Harry and Meghan in the beginning because they believe this whole woe is me story and how awful it was to be under the royal family, you can't keep seeing all of these people speaking out, all of these stories coming out. I mean, and then think, oh, it must still be the royal family. Harry and Meghan are the common denominator with all of it. They are hard to work for. They're hard to work alongside. They seem to be hard to retain any sort of friendship. They, I said it so many times, but they're the architects of their own demise. They really, really are. But yes, I mean, I can understand why the Kardashians have gone off them. I mean, they were doing Meghan a big favor by promoting her as ever staff. The Kardashians can command millions per post. So even though that their posts of her as ever products where people complained and said, oh, they weren't really that great, they were doing it for free by their standards. So how does Meghan repay them? Oh, well, she causes Photogate and upstages Kris Jenner's 70th birthday party. So, I mean, obviously that would have upset that clan. And the fact that Lauren Sanchez was the host. They spent a lot of money on that party and it became a typical Meghan Markle show. So, I mean, and Anna Wintour, I mean, I really do not think that they tried to really blow it up when she bumped into Anna on that carpet over at Paris Fashion Week. But when you watch the video clips back, Meghan was using her entourage to bully boy her way through everybody that was there until she found people that were significant enough for her to stop and to do the air kisses. Of course, she bumped into Anna, but Anna made a point of staying back. She didn't want to walk in with Meghan. And I just think everybody that has the opportunity to work alongside Meghan, they see who she really is. And Harry's just a simp. He just goes along with everything that his wife says and does. He is quite clearly a weak man under the thumb. But Meghan, she is literally the master of her own undoing. Every single fallout that she's had is because of her. Yet she will point the fingers and blame other people. So yeah, I do believe that all of those circles have slowly shut her out. I don't believe that she was ever allowed in. She was just Harry's wife. Harry was allowed in. Harry will always be allowed in because he is King Charles and Diana's second son. He might be getting a bit boring, but I think that door will always remain open to him. Whereas Meghan, she just got her toe in the door and just became this ultimate diva. I mean, there's very few people that she hasn't upset. It's rather comical.
100%. And this is...
I need you to do something for me right now. It is free. It is easy. It is simple. Just hit that subscribe button on YouTube. That's because over 50% of you watching this video haven't done that yet. And it is the best way. No big tech backing, no billionaires pulling the strings. And if you turn on the bell, you'll get alerted to all our new videos. It's also screwing up the strategy. And what's interesting, because we've had all of this pushback from Team Meghan. Oh no, she hasn't lost her agent. She hasn't lost her agent. WME is still backing her. Well, maybe officially, but the point is she had Ari Emanuel, the most powerful man in Hollywood, and she absolutely infuriated him. And he now has nothing to do with it. He's washed his hands. Another one. He's like, I'm not dealing with this mad, horrible woman because she was really nasty to staff members when she wanted cover over Thanksgiving. Why? It's just weird. And what was interesting, and Alison Boshoff brings a lot of new information here, is that losing Ari Emanuel as an agent has really screwed up the entire strategy now. Because guess what, Tash? There is no strategy now. Watch this.
No.
In terms of spiraling, what my person was talking about was this sense of momentum without direction. Okay. So this is someone who's very busy, extremely active in a number of different areas, and yet it's scattergun. It's one month it's I'm on the cover of Harper's Bazaar. I'm not really discussing actually my lifestyle brand at all. I don't even mention my upcoming at that point holiday special TV show. Not even mentioned. So I'm not a TV star. I'm not mentioned that I've just done an acting job, my first in years. No, I'm in the fashion space. And then a couple of months before, suddenly we're all very surprised. She's making a cameo as herself. Well, it's not really acting in some Amazon movie. Okay, fine. But does she now want to be an actress? Where's the next acting job then? Or, she's insisting that Netflix release a statement saying they do really love her actually. And there is going to be this Polo scripted documentary. But but which is it? Are you a TV producer? Are you an actress? Are you a fashionista? Are you a businesswoman? You can try and be all of those, but they have to be successful. There has to be follow through. And so what's happening with her is I do think it's the lack of not having an agent that's really, really hampering her here. Say you're a film producer, who'd you go to say, I want her to be in my next movie. I would like her to endorse my brand of, sneakers. Who? Who's doing the deals for her? Nobody. She's got her lawyer, same lawyer she's had since pre-Harry. And there's, she's sacked everyone at the charity. I mean, she's kind of out of staff.
Out of stuff. I mean, I need you to do something for me right now. It is free. It is easy. It is simple. Just hit that subscribe button on YouTube. That's because over 50% of you watching this video haven't done that yet. And it is the best way. No big tech backing, no billionaires pulling the strings. And if you turn on the bell, you'll get alerted to all our new videos. This is a huge issue, Tash. And again, we have been reporting a lot of this stuff, but I think what Alison Boshoff has done incredibly well here is pull it all together and explain this is why there is no plan. There is no way to climb out of this now.
Yeah. I mean, not only has she fallen out with all of the big power players across every industry, there's no way she'd be allowed in the political arena. There's literally, I don't think, a single arena where Meghan has not irked someone. But she's right where she says it's the scattergun. It's even talking about Meghan, she needs an agent. Meghan has had agents. Meghan refuses to listen to agents. Meghan refuses to listen to agents. Meghan will only listen to herself, but she's right. I've always said this, like Meghan has multiple personalities, but she doesn't know how to be a mixture of both. When the Harper's Bazaar turned up, this was when Meghan decided, she's like a kid. She reminds me of a child that's got a dress in up box and it's like, or stars in her eyes, if you remember that. Tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be Cher. And this is Meghan. Every single week or every single month, she changes. She goes from, what am I going to be this month? I'm going to be a humanitarian, right? I need to be pictured at a couple of charities. Let's involve some sick children in hospital to really kind of like pull at the heartstrings of the public. And then she's like, oh no, I want to do fashion. I want to be taken seriously. So I'm going to not smile like I've spent my entire career smiling, because everybody compared me to Julia Roberts because she does have a beautiful smile when she smiles. Oh, no. I'm going to do Victoria Beckham. And then she started cosplaying Victoria Beckham. And this was Meghan with Paris when she turned up that Fortune Women of Power event where she was dressed like Victoria Beckham, almost a near identical outfit that Victoria wore for the Netflix launch. And this is the thing with Meghan. She she doesn't know how to be any one person. She's got no personality herself. So she just latches onto something, is my belief. And she goes, right, this is what I'm going to be right now. And then she gets bored of it. And then she moves on. She doesn't give herself an opportunity to build up herself. Meghan, the actress, Meghan, the humanitarian, which we all know is bullshit anyway. But, you know, it's all of these different things. She just throws everything at the wall and then something sticks and it gives her that flash in a pan. She's like an addict. She wants that initial, oh, look, she's on Harper's Bazaar. Meghan's telling people that she cares about fashion. That's what people associate her with. No, if anybody associates Meghan with fashion, it's fashion victim. She's worn some of the most atrocious outfits with the biggest price tags. But this is Meghan in her mind. She's like, right, this week I'm going to be a fashionista. Then she's back into acting. And the acting bit, where did that dry up to? Apparently directors and producers were falling over themselves to sign her up because she's such an incredible talent. And as that, I think it was another agent for another company said that Meghan isn't a talent. She has no talent. And it's clearly obvious to see. She's just throwing herself at absolutely everything. And it's becoming more and more desperate.
It really is. It really is. And I mean, speaking of desperate, Tash, actually, the money situation is particularly desperate. And again, I'll give Alison Boshoff credit for what she's done in terms of her work on the specificities of the money situation, because what she is able to reveal here, Tash, is that even though Harry and Meghan are pinning so much of their hopes to these royal tours, she claims that they're actually a loss leader rather than something to provide them with a financial boost, with the Colombian tour costing, wait for it, a ludicrous $4 million. Watch. I need you to do something for me right now. It is free. It is easy. It is simple. Just hit that subscribe button on YouTube. That's because over 50% of you watching this video haven't done that yet. And it is the best way. No big tech backing, no billionaires pulling the strings. And if you turn on the bell, you'll get alerted to all our new videos.
It's tiny now, but it has to be because there's no money. But, you know, but coming back to that tour, I think the tours are a loss maker for them, because the money it costs in security, which they pay for, because they proudly say they pay for it, is way less than the money that they're making from the commercial, the commercial activity, way less. In fact, the Tom Bower book said, and I think it may well be the case, that George Soros's charity underwrote their tour to Colombia, and it cost $4 million to send them there for a week. Yeah. Australia won't be much different. So if Harry's picking up 50K to speak and Meghan's picking up, 300 max, I would say probably more like half that. This just is not, this is a basket case economy that they're running here.
I mean, that is a basket case economy, because surely even George Soros and that hard left lot are going to be saying, well, we're not going to keep funding this because what are we getting out of it?
And that's it. And that's the same with everything. Every single person that they've fallen out with, every single person that they've taken money off of, they are grifters, Dan, you know? And like, when I think back to Tyler Perry, Victoria Jackson, you know, the millionaires that turned out that they were lending them homes and lending them houses. Tyler Perry's gone awfully quiet, hasn't he? You know, and I just think after a while, because all Harry and Meghan do is take, demand, want. And nobody gets any return for their money. Nobody gets any return for any of it, you know? I think Meghan got turned down for being an ambassador to UN Women. I remember reading that in Tom Bower's first book, funnily enough. And it was because when the woman that was in charge saw Meghan give her speech, you know, the much publicized speech, Meghan doing that, where she apparently got a standing ovation, and then she plagiarized her speech off of Eleanor Roosevelt. And it was said that when she watched her on stage, she realized that Meghan was just all about herself. And that's all you see. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And every event that they go to, every speech that they do. I mean, if Soros has been behind the Australia tour because he thinks that somehow it will, I don't know really the logic behind it, but perhaps it will.
I need you to do something for me right now. It is free. It is easy. It is simple. Just hit that subscribe button on YouTube. That's because over 50% of you watching this video haven't done that yet. And it is the best way. No big tech backing, no billionaires pulling the strings. And if you turn on the bell, you'll get alerted to all our new videos.
Bring in income in a different area. I mean, Harry and Meghan made that all about themselves. I mean, Meghan literally went to the site of the Bondi Beach massacre and she was selling her clothes, her outfits, and then even gave a press release to say that Meghan wants it known that she dresses herself, that she doesn't have a stylist. I mean, I'm no fashionista myself, and even I can tell that Meghan Markle doesn't have a stylist. But it is just this constant this constant battle with them. They want to be celebrities, but they have no talent to be celebrities. They can't sing, they can't dance, they can't act, they can't do anything. So the only thing that they can do is pretend that they're humanitarians or pretend that they're royals. And it just doesn't work. They don't have the money behind them to be seen as a real power player, as a true philanthropist. You need to be throwing millions at causes. You need to have that money to be able to throw at places. And Harry and Meghan just do not generate enough income to even buy themselves into these dinners that they need to go to mingle. I mean, they really did scrape by with meager earnings, and Harry and Meghan were not sold out in Australia. And it's only going to get worse. So if Soros was originally interested in them, it's just a matter of time before everybody wakes up and sees these two for what they are. And that is just greedy, soulless grifters. There is nothing more to them than that.
Well, absolutely. And in relation to what you've just said, Tash, Alison Boshoff actually makes that exact point, that really they're not into philanthropy in terms of changing the world. It's simply so that they feel better because they look like they're handing money out. But the problem is, as you have just pointed out, there is no money to hand out.
In your piece, you say that Meghan is spiraling. What exactly do you mean by that? And what are your sources telling you about her mental state and the happiness of the couple?
Okay, fine. Well, let's take Harry and the working royal bit first. So the problem is, whether you call it royal or not, what Harry and Meghan want to do, which suits their own needs, is to be perceived as people of high moral rectitude and high value to the world, like on a sort of presidential level. Okay, so in which case, what they want to be is a philanthropist, when you can only be a philanthropist if you're a billionaire, because the essence of being a philanthropist is you've got so much money, you don't know what to do with it, and you're just going to give it away. So you can't be a philanthropist if you haven't got the cash. So all of their issues and problems, as far from where I'm sitting, are because they want to be a philanthropist and be Lord and Lady Bountiful, handing out the cash, and they don't have any cash. So what they've got to do is perform this dance where somebody gives them the money via Archewell, and they then, very ostentatiously hand it out in very small sums for a very long period of time to do some very conspicuous good works. Now,
which is exactly what you were just saying, Tash. Exactly what you were just saying. And it's why
It's very true.
I need you to do something for me right now. It is free. It is easy. It is simple. Just hit that subscribe button on YouTube. That's because over 50% of you watching this video haven't done that yet. And it is the best way. No big tech backing, no billionaires pulling the strings. And if you turn on the bell, you'll get alerted to all our new videos. Are now quite literally a laughing stock, because there's no business model. There's no charity model. There's no plan. There's no money coming in. There's no new people who want to get involved in this. In fact, Harry's going to be in a real battle even to keep involved in the Invictus Games at this rate, given how toxic they now are.
Oh no, I completely agree. I mean, there's just there's so much stuff to unpack when it comes to them and their constant failures. But yeah, I mean, they can't be philanthropists because it's giving away a few donations that other people have given them, and then they go collect an award because they're humanitarians, and that award is another thing that just disgusts me, because they found a group of parents that all knew each other through various reasons, various court cases where they had been fighting to, make social media companies accountable. They latched onto them. They created the Parents Network. And in the space of a year, they held a couple of publicity stunts. Then they collected an award, and then they ditched them. Harry and Meghan do latch onto charities, and they give them a small, meager sum compared to, what really true philanthropists would. They give them enough for an appearance fee. And that's the way I view it. They're paying these charities to say, hey, we're going to bring you publicity. But in fact, what they're doing is they're using the charities to give themselves publicity, to say, hey, look, we're good people. We're virtuous people. We're good, gracious, kind people. Look how lovely we are. But in fact, they have just used a charity to make themselves look better. And that there's nothing charitable about that whatsoever. And I agree, the Invictus Games, that's looking more and more shady. There's a lot of money being spent now on the Invictus Games, and yet they're not quite clear on how that money is spent. And then when you look at Centre Bali, what Sophie Chanduka has, discovered, and the fact that she tried to hold them accountable and they all walked out. What does that tell you? If all of these people truly cared deeply about the organisation that was sent to Bali, the moment that she turned around and said, right, well, we're going to do proper audits and we're going to tell the world exactly where the money's come from, they all hightailed it out of there. So what does that tell you? That tells you that they didn't want to be part of what was going on. So if they were doing genuine good things, they would have stayed and they would have fought it. And I think we're going to start to see something very similar with Invictus, because it hasn't gone unnoticed by me that all of the people that set up the Invictus Games, all of the people that worked alongside it, the original people, Sir Keith Mills, people that worked on the Olympics and everything, people that were part of the Royal Fold, they've all walked away. Why are they walking away? Because I think deep down that they know that there is something untoward perhaps going on financially, and it will always come out in the wash. And that is Harry and Meghan's problem, because everything always does eventually come to the surface.
Oh, indeed it does. And Tash, given the way that they have treated people, this is the thing. There's not going to be many people who are feeling sorry for them, actually.
Everyone's got their popcorn. They're like, yeah, bring it on.
100%. It's like, this is well-deserved.
Drama.
Indeed. And of course, we can get much more of that drama at According to Taz, who you must subscribe to on YouTube. And you can also find her daily observations on X as well. But we love having you here on Outspoken, Tash. Thank you so much. And I need you to do something for me right now. It is free, it is easy, it is simple. Just hit that subscribe button on YouTube. That's because over 50% of you watching this video haven't done that yet. And it is the best way. No big tech backing, no billionaires pulling the strings. And if you turn on the bell, you'll get alerted to all our new videos.